Hi guys, this is a video tutorial for NeutrinoParticles Editor, and in this tutorial I want to show you how to create drops template, which you can find in samples project in templates Drops01. So let's take a look at this effect and disassemble it and to see what it consists of. You can see that the effect consists of 3 emitters. I called them start drop, drop and splash. When I hover with the mouse on the emitter in this list, you can see selected particles of this emitter with blue color, with blue frames. I'll fix this selection. You can see yellow frames now, and yeah, for start drop emitter we have particles representing drops, growing drops on the top, and you can see that this emitter has attached drop emitter, so next one. It means that each particle of start drop emitter has attached drop emitter, and this emitter is configured in a way when it starts to emit only when particle is terminated, a parent particle. So when our drop is grew enough, it is terminated, and attached emitter, drop emitter, starts to emit falling drop. So it looks like a chain of emitters: growing drop, then falling drop, and in the end of falling drop, splash drop. So all these emitters attached to each other in a chain. So let's make similar effect. It won't be exactly the same because I don't want to just copy all parameters, so it will be clean creation. I create new project. And create effect, call it drops. So let's make first emitter with growing drops. I want to have them starting from point from path. I don't want to move them at all. I have max lifetime 2 seconds. It's fine for this emitter. Enable debugging frames, yellow frames. You can see in the middle of, in the center of each particle, like bold dot, it represents center of geometry of each particle. So it's basically a position of particle. In appearance properties, we can shift origin of each particle, so shift origin of geometry. By default it is in the middle, 0.5. For x coordinate, 0 will be left side, 1 will be right side, 0.5 is the center. For y coordinate, pretty the same. If I set 1 for y coordinate, geometry for each particle will be shifted shifted in a way when top side of the particle is on the position point. So now, if we will have change in size of the particle, I'll set it to multiplier and inverse to grow, not to shrink. We will have growing drops. I'll set size to basic size to 20. Yeah, and we have growing drops. Let's make next emitter, which will be attached to first one. I'll rename it to growing. Next one will be falling. And it should shoot only one particle. So let's go to other generators properties and set fixed time shots enabled. Only one shot. And we need to restart effect to see that shot. You can press space bar on your keyboard or press this tool button to restart effect. You can see only one shot. So let's attach falling emitter to growing emitter. To make that, we need a little bit advanced technique, and we need to switch to emitter scheme and select the growing emitter, switch to emitter scheme, switch to blocks palette, and drag attached emitter block to the emitter scheme. This block is selected, and in property of this block I'll choose connected emitter falling. And if we switch to preview, you can see that particle of falling emitter is shot right away when growing particle is created. So we need to set on terminate property. So particle will be shot only at the moment of termination of parent particle. And now let's tune changing position for growing. It should just fall down. Changing position motion with forces. Start velocity 0. And force is, what is going on? Oops, I changed growing emitter. I don't need to change growing. So yeah, we have attached falling emitter to growing, and now we need to turn falling emitter to tune falling emitter to have drops falling down. Motion with forces for them. Start velocity to fixed value, and it will be 0. By default there is one directed force, 100. I'll set it 400. Yep. the size of particle should be 20, and if we zoom in, you can see that falling particles are created in the position of parent particle, and this position is geometry of parent particle is shifted, so we need to set start position a little bit shifted down. We have size of particle 20, so we need to shift 10 down, and yeah, we have smooth switch between growing particle and falling particle. Next step is to create splash. It will be done in the same way as with falling emitter. I'll create new emitter, call it splash, set generation properties fixed shot and only one shot, attach splash to falling, enable on terminate because we need to shoot splash only when a falling particle is terminated, and now we need to tune splash emitter. We don't need to move particle at all. We will change its size. You can see splash particles holds still, and let's change size of these particles. Size 30, let's make it 40 in the end, and to do not wait every time when I make any changes in the emitter, I'm going to enable pre-simulation time and set it to 5 seconds. So every time when I make any change, my effect will be pre-simulated and is shown only after 5 seconds. 5 seconds of its simulation. So our splash size doesn't have any changing, so I'll make it multiplier over particle life and inverse it to have increasing of the size. This particle should live very short, like half a second. Oh no, it's sorry. This is periodic rate of generation, and it doesn't really matter which number is here, because we have only one shot, and this the particle is shot right away. So we need max lifetime, and this lifetime should be half a second or even 0.4, 0.3. Yep. As we done with falling particles, as we done shift with for fallen particle to satisfy a position of its parent, we need to have the same shift of geometry and the same technique for splash particles. I need to shift them vertically and starting position I'll set 10 pixels down from from the origin of particles, from position where emitter is started. So now we have pretty good behavior, and the only thing I would do is to tune a little this curve of size change, actually to make it curve. And let's make lifetime even shorter, 0.2. Yes, it's fine. So now we have a pretty good template for drops effect, and the next thing you need to do is to assign textures for each of these effects. It probably will be different textures. For growing drop, something hanging down, and falling drop and splash will have also probably different textures. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Nope, not yet. I forgot about two very important things for this effect. The first thing is terminating for falling particles. I used defaults, and it is 2 seconds of lifetime, and you probably will want to have something like path to terminate particles, so I will add path terminator and remove max lifetime terminator, and this path will define like a floor where drops will be terminated and splashes will appear. And this was first thing, and the second thing is maximum numbers of particles for each emitter. For growing emitter, we need I don't know, like 30 particles per maximum number of particles 30. And for attached emitters, we need to set only one particle maximum. It will optimize some memory related things in when you will play this effect in your applications. So if you need only one particle, set maximum particles to 1, and one particle as well for splash. And now I think that's it. Thank you. Bye bye.